Hello, and welcome to today's episode. I'm going to be your host, the Irrelevant Nerd. And today I'm going to be reviewing The Boys Season 5, Episodes 4 and 5. I'm going to put a spoiler warning first thing, so I'm just going to get right into it. These last two episodes are legitimately starting to make me worry about the pacing of this entire season as a whole. I thought the first three episodes did a really good job of moving the overall story forward while also having nice and fun character moments, but these last two, while they do still have some of those nice and fun character moments, now seem to be just kind of stuck story-wise. Episode 4 has the boys looking for V1 at, I believe it's called Fort Harmony, and at that same time, Homelander and Soldier Boy show up to Fort Harmony and start looking for V1 as well, but it's revealed that Soldier Boy has only come along to destroy the V1 because he does not want Homelander to become immortal, so he locks Homelander in this soup-proof test chamber that's lined with uranium and ends up making Homelander kind of sick and weaker and traps him in there. But while that's happening, the boys are experiencing the effects of, I believe they said, toxoplasmosis, which is, I don't know, making them all crazy and angry, and they start turning on each other and literally trying to kill each other. And I do think that both of these plots they're fun to have in the episode, and I think it makes sense based on, in particular with the boys trying to fight each other, just kind of based off of what we've seen from them the whole show. There's been this obvious rising tension from season 1, but even though I think they belong, it just feels like the episode goes nowhere. No one finds the V1. The boys all apologize to each other after the source of the toxoplasmosis is destroyed, and they're all cool with each other and admit that even though they meant it, they're all still, they're homies. And after Homelander ends up getting out of his uranium test room or whatever, he ends up sparing Soldier Boy's life because he just feels bad for him in the moment or whatever. But that means that every single character and the story all end up the exact same way they began. And I have never really liked episodes like that in general. In the final season of the Clone Wars show, they have an episode where Ahsoka starts in a jail cell, escapes, and then the episode ends with her in that same jail cell when she's recaptured. And I don't like it when episodes just feel like they exist for the sake of filling up time. And even though there are fun things in this episode that I enjoyed, that is just kind of what this episode feels like. I've never really liked episodes like that in general, and I especially don't like how it feels in the final season of a show, because it just feels like a waste of time. And really, the only thing in this episode that adds to the overall story in a new way is that Homelander basically decides that he is God, and he wants himself declared literally God to the American people, and they end up starting a church. It's the Democratic Church of America or something like that. And while this is a logical progression for the character of Homelander, at this point, I'm just not really sure that you actually need to add anything to Homelander. I don't think it makes the show any better at all. He's already crazy and delusional and the biggest threat that needed to be defeated. We don't need to make him crazier and crazier. We already see that he has already been progressing through his craziness throughout the first 4 seasons. So I don't know. It feels, there's adding stuff again for the sake of padding out the runtime. And again, in episode 5, it has a few cool character moments, really just mainly everything in the Soldier Boy mini arc, but the whole thing with Marathon being I believe it was the speedster right before A-Train on the 7, and then Homelander booted him, and he's still all like butthurt about it, and him and I don't remember the other guy's name. I do know that they're the two dudes from Supernatural, but they try to ambush and kill Homelander, which I did like that part and that scene with all the celebrities like Seth Rogen and whatnot. It's cool to see other characters try to stand up and attempt to kill Homelander as well, and not just, you know, the boys and Soldier Boy in season 3. It is just adds a good dynamic to the show. But when you break the episode down into, like, I believe it's 5 mini arcs that we go through. I think it's Soldier Boy, Sage, Terror. Who else do we get? Firecracker, and one else. It's escaping my mind, but it's broken down into these 5 mini arcs, and they're all told from the perspective of these side characters, including Terror. It's like Terror's section is we're following along with the boys, but it's from the perspective of the dog, and something about the episode just feels kind of boring as you go through them all. Like, really, everything outside of the Soldier Boy arc was not interesting to me at all. And I thought that the reveal that Sage doesn't want Homelander to get the V1 because it ruins her plan that she's had in motion of having the Supes and humans completely wipe each other out so she can, like, have the world to herself, so she can just read and learn or whatever. But it just feels so forced. Like, I was very sure that she would have some plan on her own, but implying that kind of makes it seem like she is the bigger threat and not Homelander, because it implies that she's been manipulating Homelander to do what she wants. And so he has been built up as this big threat, but she's the actual... I don't know. It just felt weird. Like, Homelander should be the final threat and the final focus of this season. And I hope whatever Sage tries to do, that he just backhands her and breaks her neck, and they don't try to, like, introduce her as the ultimate big bad stuff. I think that would be stupid. And I mean, Black Noir, that was the other character. And, like, you look at the arc with Black Noir being an actor and having beef with the Deep, and Firecracker kind of are, like, wrestling with her faith and her old pastor reaching out to help these. Like, while we do learn more about these characters, the arcs do feel entirely pointless because they're not really central characters that we need to understand more, unless Black Noir is going to do something crazy in the finale, which I doubt because they've changed him up from the comics so much. But it just adds nothing new to the show other than Firecracker dying, which I think there is something interesting to her character being totally devout to Homelander, saying all the right things pretty much, trying to do all the right things pretty much, and still ends up getting killed just because, you know, Homelander has unrealistic expectations. But you think back to her character being added back last season, like, she's in it for maybe 1 full season in total, and she just feels like an ultimately pointless character. She's brought in to kind of initially rile up Starlight and fill a chair in the 7, but just, I don't know, everything about her just felt pointless, just like her arc in this episode in Noirs. And it just felt like a weird use of time. 40% of the episode felt entirely pointless, and this was episode 5 out of 8 in the final season. And, like, I don't think these 2 episodes are like bad per se. Like, I enjoy being in the world, but they do feel boring and irrelevant. So while I do enjoy checking them out, you can't have episodes like this in the final season. It just feels pointless, and it's starting to lack tension, which you don't want if it just feels like these episodes are spinning circles. I would say episode 4 is an 8 out of 10. Episode 5's 7.6 out of 10. And I'm now very worried because it feels like we have a ton to wrap up in these final 3 episodes in a way that's satisfying and not rushed at the end and gives us some sort of logical conclusion with this character. And with these past 2 episodes after what I thought was an amazingly strong start pacing wise, it just feels like the show is trending in the wrong direction. And I hope I'm wrong. My fingers are crossed that it is still going to end in a satisfying way, and maybe they just didn't know how to fill out the middle of the season, but it has definitely kind of underwhelmed these past 2 weeks compared to what I thought was a very strong start. But of course, these are just my thoughts. Please let me know, what do you think of these last 2 episodes down below, or what have you thought of the whole season in general? And I can't believe there's only 3 episodes left of this show already. Like, I think the show came out back in 2019, so it's been around a while, but it doesn't feel like it's been around that long, so it's kind of crazy that it's almost over. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. I would love to see them. I do have some more videos that I'm working on that I'll have up for you very soon, and I'll see you guys in the next one.